Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold talks with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva in New Delhi today. Prime Minister to also participate in groundbreaking ceremony of HCL-Foxconn Semiconductor plant at Yamuna Expressway Industrial Development Authority in Uttar Pradesh. India AI Impact Expo to remain open today at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. US President Donald Trump says there is no change in trade deal with India in the wake of US Supreme Court's order against tariffs. Tariffs on India to drop to 10% temporarily, says White House. And Super 8 phase of ICC T20 World Cup to begin today with New Zealand taking on Pakistan in Colombo. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva will hold bilateral talks in New Delhi today. They would be reviewing the entire gamut of bilateral relations. The two leaders would also be exchanging views on regional and global issues of mutual interest, including cooperation in multilateral fora, reformed multilateralism, global governance, and issues concerning the Global South. Our correspondent reports that India and Brazil share a warm, close, and multifaceted strategic partnership rooted in shared democratic values, close people-to-people ties, and expanding cooperation across key sectors.
India and Brazil are strategic partners since 2006. Brazil is India's largest trading partner in Latin American countries, LAC region. Bilateral engagement has continued to deepen in areas such as trade and investment, defense, energy, agriculture, health and pharmaceuticals, energy including renewables, critical minerals, rare earth materials, science and technology, and innovation. The two countries share common views on various international issues, including UN reforms, climate change, and combating terrorism. Both countries also enjoy an excellent cooperation in plurilateral fora such as BRICS, IBSA, G20, G4, International Solar Alliance, Global Biofuel Alliance, Coalition for Disaster Resilience Infrastructure, as well as in the larger multilateral bodies such as the UN, WTO, and UNESCO. Suparna Saikya, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the groundbreaking ceremony of the HCL-Foxconn joint venture project in the Yamuna Expressway Industrial Development Authority in Uttar Pradesh through video conferencing today. We have more from our correspondent.
The project is aligned with the government's efforts to strengthen domestic manufacturing capabilities, reduce import dependence, and build resilient global supply chains. With this initiative, country's semiconductor ecosystem will receive a major boost, fostering innovation, skill development, and technology transfer. The facility is also expected to create thousands of direct and indirect employment opportunities to engineers, technicians, and professionals while catalyzing growth in ancillary industries. The establishment of HCL-Foxconn Semiconductor facility marks a significant milestone in India's journey towards technological self-reliance and reflects the Prime Minister's vision of positioning India as a trusted global destination for high-end electronics and semiconductor manufacturing. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, Akashvani News, Lucknow.
India AI Impact Summit 2026 concluded at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi yesterday, with strong global endorsement of India's responsible AI vision. Addressing the concluding press conference in New Delhi, Electronics and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw said, the AI Impact Summit has been a grand success on many fronts. Mr. Vaishnaw said, more than 5 lakh visitors have enjoyed this exhibition, learned a lot, and interacted with many experts from the world. Mr. Vaishnaw added that many startups got the opportunity to showcase their work and the quality of discussion was phenomenal.
This AI Impact Summit has been a grand success on many fronts. About more than 5 lakh visitors have enjoyed this exhibition, learnt a lot, interacted with many experts from the world. We had practically every major AI player in the world participating in large numbers. We had so many startups getting the opportunity to showcase their work. Overall, the quality of discussion was phenomenal.
The Union Minister also thanked the youth who endorsed the summit and took it positively. Today is the last day of India AI Impact Expo. The government extended the expo for one more day because of the overwhelming response from exhibitors, innovators and visitors. Our correspondent reports that the expo will be open from 9:15 a.m. till 6 p.m.
The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has issued a general advisory that outlines revised access arrangements and security protocols for registered visitors. According to the advisory, entry will be permitted through gate number 4 for drop-off by cabs and gate number 10 for delegates arriving by metro from 9:15 a.m. onwards. For the exhibitors, the gate will be open at 8 a.m. It also informed that the media center will not be operational. It added the designated golf cart will be available for the intra-venue movement and shuttle services will operate between gates 4 and 10 for outside campus. All the delegates are required to display a valid QR code and government ID at the entry point. The advisory stated that the food courts will be open for all the delegates. All registered delegates, including invitees, speakers and attendees, have been requested to adhere strictly to the revised access protocol and cooperate with security and traffic personnel to ensure the smooth conduct of the summit. Aman Yadav, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Meanwhile, Delhi Traffic Police has issued an advisory saying that in view of the AI Impact Expo at Bharat Mandapam, traffic regulations will remain in place from 9 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. in the evening due to anticipated heavy footfall and vehicular movement in and around the Pragati Maidan area. Vehicular movement on roads surrounding Bharat Mandapam and adjoining stretches near Pragati Maidan is likely to be regulated or diverted as per requirement. According to Delhi Traffic Police, the affected roads are Bhairo Road, Bhagwan Das Road, Purana Khila Road and Mathura Road. Therefore, the Traffic Police have suggested alternative routes such as Tilak Marg, Sikandra Road and Ring Road for the convenience of the commuters. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is scheduled to attend the Raising Day Parade of the Central Reserve Police Force and lay the foundation stone of the 10th Assam Police Battalion in Guwahati today. For the first time, the CRPF's annual Raising Day Parade is being hosted in Assam and the Northeast region. More from our correspondent.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will attend the 87th Raising Day Parade of the Central Reserve Police Force as the chief guest at the Arjun Bhogeshwar Borbai Stadium in Guwahati. Around 1,400 CRPF personnel across 8 contingents will participate in the parade, showcasing the force's operational strength, equipment and preparedness. Later in the afternoon, the Union Minister will lay the foundation stone for a new campus of the 10th Assam Police Battalion at Kosutoli, a nearby area of Guwahati. The battalion is currently functioning from Guwahati and will shift to the newly developed premises once construction is completed. Aminul Haqjuddar, Akashvani News, Guwahati.
Supreme Court has cautioned West Bengal's Director General of Police regarding violence and political interference during the SIR process. The court made it clear that if the DGP does not take initiative against objectionable remarks by political leaders, strict action will be taken against the DGP in the future. In the next hearing, the DGP must report what measures have been taken in response to the complaints received. The case will be heard again next month. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AI Newsletters. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Welcome back. You're listening to Morning News. Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, J.P. Nadda, will today launch the tetanus and diphtheria or TD vaccine. The program will be held at the Central Research Institute in Kasauli in Himachal Pradesh. A report.
The TD vaccine marks an important milestone in strengthening India's immunization program. It will play a crucial role in protecting people against life-threatening diseases such as tetanus and diphtheria. Director of Central Research Institute Kasauli, Dr. Dimple Kasana, said that all arrangements have been completed for the launch program and the minister is expected to arrive at approximately 11:30 a.m. Ritesh Kapoor, Akashvani News, Shimla.
The 5th edition of Goa Maritime Conclave will begin in Goa this morning, bringing together naval leaders and senior representatives from 14 Indian Ocean countries. More from our correspondent.
The conclave will be hosted for the first time at Chola Bhavan, the new academic complex of the Naval War College in Viring. Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, Chief of the Naval Staff, will host Chief of Navy's, heads of maritime forces and senior representatives from 14 nations. Key issues to be discussed include illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, narcotics trafficking and other illicit maritime activities affecting economic security, environmental sustainability and regional stability. The conclave aligns with Prime Minister's Mahasagar vision, emphasizing maritime security as a shared responsibility based on dialogue, trust and cooperation. Mahesh Sopde for Akashvani News, Panaji.
In the wake of the US Supreme Court's decision on tariffs, US President Donald Trump said there is no change in the trade deal with India and emphasized that the India deal is on. He said that his relationship with India is fantastic while addressing a news conference last night in the White House, hours after the US Supreme Court verdict striking down his sweeping tariffs. Meanwhile, a White House official has clarified that the tariff on India will drop to 10% temporarily following US President Trump's announcement of a new global tariff. The new tariff will replace the earlier International Emergency Economic Powers Act-based duties that were struck down by the Supreme Court. The clarification by the White House indicates that the newly announced 10% global tariff under Section 122 is not in addition to previously imposed tariffs on India, but replaces them for now. The current adjustment reflects both legal constraints imposed by the US court and the administration's stated intent to continue pursuing through alternative statutory mechanisms. Back home, the External Affairs Ministry has said that both India and the United States are working to finalize the mutually beneficial trade agreement as per the joint statement adopted recently.
We had adopted the joint statement with the United States and India recently, and as per the joint statement, both sides are now working towards finalization of the interim agreement of a mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement. Delegation from our side, team led by the chief negotiator from our side, is expected to visit the United States next week.
On to sports now. In the ICC T20 World Cup, the Super 8 stage is set to begin today. In the opening clash of Super 8, New Zealand will take on Pakistan at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo this evening. The match is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. Indian time. Meanwhile, India will begin their Super 8 campaign against South Africa at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad tomorrow. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Tanvi Khurana.
Thank you, Saira. Newspapers have covered a variety of stories today, with most leading with US President Trump invoking other legal provisions after setback from US Supreme Court. Don't Trump is the catchy headline in the Tribune, adding US Supreme Court strikes down President's global tariffs in 6-3 ruling. Hindustan Times writes, tariffs junked, Trump takes new route, adding Trump said the court defeat won't mean tariff retreat, pointing to alternative pathways. On developments with engagement with Iran, Trump says he's weighing limited military strike on Iran, writes Hindustan Times. The Asian Age writes, Modi holds talks with UN chief, Sri Lankan president, other leaders on the sidelines of AI Summit. AI Summit draws $250 billion infra commitments, reports the Pioneer, adding over 70 nations back Delhi declaration. Trust deficit deploy judges for West Bengal SIR, says Supreme Court, writes the Tribune. India joins Pax Silica coalition, deepens strategic technology cooperation with USA, writes the Statesman. The editorial in The Hindu, titled Gen Z and the Dynamics of Democratic Engagement, writes, democracies across the globe have been witnessing backsliding and counter-narratives have not been too successful in arresting the malice. In this context, Gen Z has emerged as a renewed source of hope at a time when many people had begun to resign themselves to authoritarian regimes and their unresponsive governance. And finally, in a world where everyone is relying on ChatGPT for every small thing, Financial Express carries an exclusive interview with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman under the headline, "The question Altman won't ask ChatGPT is how to be happy." And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thanks, Tanvi. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Modi to hold talks with Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva in New Delhi today. Prime Minister to also participate in groundbreaking ceremony of HCL-Foxconn Semiconductor plant at Yamuna Expressway Industrial Development Authority in Uttar Pradesh. India AI Impact Expo to remain open today at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. US President Donald Trump says there is no change in trade deal with India in the wake of US Supreme Court's order against tariffs. Tariffs on India to drop to 10% temporarily, says White House. And Super 8 phase of ICC T20 World Cup to begin today with New Zealand taking on Pakistan in Colombo. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.